I wanna be more like you. I wanna be more. Mm.
Hey, 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 every word I
Yeah.
ooh, I wanna be like you. Listen.
I say, ooh, more like you. Oh my man, inside. I wanna be more like you. I wanna be more like you. Hey, hey, every word I say. Ooh, I'm more like you. Oh my God.
Amen. Let us be more like Jesus, who give us the example on how we should live our life. Okay? So our lesson for today will be on First Samuel chapter 25. If you have time, you can read it with your parents. Mama, Papa, let's read First Samuel 25 together because this is what I learned in chapel time. Okay? So let us read. May I ask Hesed, please read. Now, Samuel died, and all the Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they buried him at his home in Ramah. Do you remember Samuel, Prophet Samuel? He is old na kasi. So, you know, in this life, we are just here temporary. Some of us live until 80, 90 years old, but some 60, some young, they died already. So whatever the lifespan God gave us, let us live a life, a faithful life, no? That's why I like that song, Find Us Faithful, that we will live a life that we love God and serve Him in everything we do. We give glory to God. So when we die someday, people will remember us that we are living a faithful life. And that's our legacy to the next generation. They will remember, my mom, my dad, precious, Donnelly really love God, even when we are not here in this world. So just like Samuel, remember when he was young, he is an answered prayer to his mom, Hannah. Diba? Hannah was barren or cannot be pregnant. So she prayed and Ellie saw her and then she got pregnant and she dedicated Eli, sorry. Eli told her, okay, go home. The Lord heard your prayer. And then Hannah was pregnant with Samuel. So as young as Samuel, she offered him to the temple to serve God. And then it was when he grew up, he became the prophet, and God used Prophet Samuel to what? To anoint King Saul, diba? The first king of Israel, and also he anoint David. And then this is him, Prophet Samuel. He continued to serve God until his last days. So may we be like him, living a faithful life. So let's continue with the story. Remember what was our lesson in 1 Samuel 24? God gave David the opportunity to kill Saul, right? But he did not kill him, even though King Saul was really very zealous to kill David because he was so jealous of him. But David never tried to kill God's anointed because he knows that King Saul was chosen by God and he will never harm him. He just cut his robe like that. So let's ask Hagio. So please read 1 Samuel 25, 11 to 10 to 11. Do you know that, remember, Kings David has many people going with him, around 600 men army, that he needs to take care and feed. So there were days that they are already hungry, lacking resources. So he asked his men to go to his relative. His name is Nabal. Yes, Nabal, or his name is Nabal. Oh, please read Hagios, 1 Samuel 25.
Nabal answered David's servants, "Who is this David? Who is the son of Jesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water and the meat I have slaughtered for my shearers and give it to men coming from who knows where?"
So actually, David told his men, "Oh, tell Nabal that we come here to," parang very kindly requesting, since Nabal was very wealthy and he is doing like a feast, and David's man is asking for food, but he insulted them. He was not respectful and he was ungrateful. You know, David and his men protected his asset, his territory from the enemy, but he was not feeling that way. He was foolish, and he just have his own decision in life that no one can even try to convince him. There are people like that they are fixed. I don't like to help. I don't want to give you food. You just come here. Who is David? Imagine he doesn't know David. Actually, all people know who David is because of what he did. He killed Goliath, right? All people in Israel knows him, but he tend to be sarcastic or not being respectful to David's men. So people know our character by the way we speak or live our life, and or the way we make decision. So let us not be like that. Okay, children? So if God gave you opportunity to help people, if there's someone in need and they're asking your help, please help. Even though they did not do well to you, if you have opportunity to do good act of kindness, please do so. Because God wants us to help and love one another. I'm so happy you are paying attention. Thank you for being here. So, what have you learned from Nabal? Not to be like him, okay? There are people in our life who are not showing good example, kids. You know if they are doing right or wrong, okay? Ask God to help you. If they are not doing right, Lord, help me not to do wrong. Like the way, example, I don't know, my relative or my shobe or whatever you in your life. There are people in our life that sometimes, what happened? So there are people in our life that is not good example. So let's not copy them, okay? We only copy what is right. So let's continue. Only Shansi can share screen for now. Okay, let's watch this. Good thing Nabal's wife is smart. Okay, let's watch this.
A long time ago, there was a woman named Abigail. She was married to a rich and stingy man named Nabal.
My name.
One day, Nabal was having a big feast. David and his army had been running from this guy named Saul, who wanted to hurt them. Back then, if somebody was having a big feast and a traveler came by, it was polite to share your feast with him. So David told his men,
"Oh, we are tired and hungry. Go to that guy Nabal's house and ask if he'd share just a bit of food with us." "You got it, boss."
At Nabal's house, David's messenger asked very nicely,
"Sir, can you give my boss David and his men some food? We've been traveling for a long time and we're hungry." "Why should I give any of my food to a nobody like David? Go away or I will run you off my land."
When the messenger told David what had happened, David was very angry. Not only had Nabal refused to be polite and share his food, he had insulted David by calling him a nobody. That guy Nabal is mean and stingy. Come on, boys, follow me. We're going to Nabal's house to get even.
Where's he going? Bruh, now
Now
where's
Nabal's
David?
wife, Abigail, heard how
Bruh,
bad
what's his
Nabal
name?
treated David's
No, what's
messenger.
her name?
She knew that
What's her
David
name?
would be
Bang
coming to her
Abigail.
house to get even. So Abigail decided to do something about it.
Sir, please take the food I'm giving you. And please forgive my mean and stingy husband. You're a great leader, and God is with you. Don't blow it by losing your temper and getting even with
Who's
my husband.
David? Who's David?
Thank you so much for the food. But more importantly, thank you so much for
No,
stopping me
what's his
from
name?
doing something without
What's his
thinking
name?
because I was angry. You have stopped a big fight today. Thanks to Abigail, David made the right decision that day. Day ends.
Okay, so that may be not the best film to watch, but it's okay. I'll just explain further. Okay, may I ask someone to read 1 Samuel 25, 21, 22. Kaiser, can you please unmute and read 1 Samuel? What? Because, of course, no, David was hurt when his men told him what Nabal's response. Oh, who's David? Who is the son of Jesse? Because Jesse was the father of David. Parang he's trying to act as if he really doesn't want to help. Even ordinary people, if not relative, even will help when someone come because he's giving a party, right? A feast. But this Nabal talaga is not acting respectfully. He's acting foolishly. So because of that, David was really not happy. So David was, how do you explain David's feeling? He was what? He was angry, right? So look what he said. Can you please read, Kaiser?
Yes.
David
First
had just,
Samuel 25,
I
21
was
to 22.
Kaiser.
David had just said, "It's been
I
useless,
was reading.
all my watching over this fellow's property in the wilderness, so that nothing of his was missing. He has paid me back evil for good. May God deal with David, be it ever so severely, if by morning uh, I leave alive one male of all who belong to him."
meaning really David is so determined to kill all men that belongs to the area where Nabal was the head. So because of that, anger can bring someone down to the level of the person who has done evil to you. Sometimes let us be careful, no? When can someone can just do bad things to us. Sometimes without us knowing, other people say negative words to you, and then when you know it, what will you feel? Of course, you will feel bad. And because of that kind of feeling, like angry, you are being betrayed, or whatever that kind of feeling, sometimes it will make you go down to that level of that person acting wrongly. Is that correct? Is David acting well, reacting well, like he used to act when we read 1 Samuel 24? Not, right? Because David was parang revengeful. Let's see, I help him to protect his place. He's making sure that the enemy will not get some of his sheep, his plantation, whatsoever he has, but this is how he repay me, not even sharing food for my people. So he was so ungrateful, and that's why David is not happy. So that's what David said, no? So should we react like that if somebody did something wrong to us? Abby, you want to say something? Do we act like that when somebody did something wrong to us? Will we also do something evil because they did evil to us? He did not share food. So what David wants to do, he wants to wipe out all the men. Why nobody's answering? I need you to answer. You unmute yourself. Is that correct? Maybe sometimes, no, if we are not careful, yes, Abby, no, it's not correct. But if we are not careful, we may be like David, that we want to also revenge, but it's wrong. Okay, so let's try not to act like that. But do you know how good God is, that he did not allow David to act to the level of like Nabal, who has done evil, who was ungrateful. So he uses the wife of Nabal. What's the name of the wife of Nabal? Her name is, say, Abigail. Okay, can someone read? Do you read, Abby? 1 Samuel 25:25.
But to David,
Okay.
please pay no attention, my lord, to that wicked man. Noble, he is just like his name. His name means full, and folly goes with him. And as for me, your servant, glitching na naman.
I did not see the man my Lord sent. Okay, thank you, Abby. So, good thing that when David and his men went to be so...
It's closing again.
Okay, it's okay, Abby. You know that when David and his men is ready to fight and wipe out Nabal's men in his household, in his territory, Abigail was very quick, no, to respond when his men told Abigail, the wife, you know what your husband did to the men of David? He did not share any food to them. So when Abigail knows this, she told his men, oh, prepare bread, all this food to give to as peace offering to the man of David. And good thing, no, when she saw David, she kneeled down and bowed down and told him, my Lord, please accept my apology. I'm very sorry that my husband is acting foolishly, that because that's how his name, the meaning of Nabal is means fool. So let us not name our kids like that, no? Sometimes the name is it's not sometimes, the name is very important, because sometimes the man who has that name will leave that out. So I'm happy I've named my children Hesed, which means God unconditional love. Hagios, which means set apart for God. So no matter what the world will do to my children, I know they will live up to their name by faith. So so let's continue. See how respectful was Abigail. Is she doing the right thing? Yes or no? Okay, if it's yes, you put thumbs up. Okay, I want you to read, Ching. You have many children beside you, so please ask them to read what. This is the very nice speech, smart speech of Abigail. It's in 1 Samuel 25, verse 26 to 28. So, can you ask them to read any one of them? Okay. Verse 26. And now, this is the word of Abigail. When
And now, my Lord, as and as the Lord your God lives, and as you live, since the Lord has set you from the bloodshed
and
and from avenging yourself with with your own hands. May your enemies and all who are intent on harming my Lord be in
Okay. Thank you, Mitzi. Very good reading. Next, can someone read verse 27? Hagios, please read.
Now, my Lord, as
No, verse
and
27.
let this gift which your servant has brought to my Lord be given to the men who
Okay. Mitzi's brother, verse 28. Focus on. Please forgive.
28. Please forgive your presumption. The Lord your God will certainly make a lasting dynasty for my Lord because you fight the Lord's battle and no wrongdoing will be found in you as long as you live.
Wow, thank you. What's your name again, Mitzi's brother? Huh? Jofford. Very good. Thank you, Jofford. Yes, so see, very smart, no? Abigail has divine wisdom that she not only apologized, she also prepared food to give to the people of David. And not only that, she told David, please, as as long, what did she say in verse 26? As surely as the Lord your God lives, and as you live, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hand. Meaning, she explained that, oh, David, think, do not do such a thing, because if you kill the men of my husband, including my husband, it's not good to you because you are causing a lot of bloodshed, no? So we could see how she explained her intention. It's not that she's buying out David, oh, please accept my food like that I want to give you, so that David will not kill her husband and his people, but rather she explained, because if you do that, what will happen? You are causing a lot of bloodshed, innocent people to die because of Nabal's wrong action, to not good respond to David's men when they asked for food. And see, she apologized, she explained, she gave gift, and she asked for forgiveness. Do you know, children, when we do something wrong, what will you do? Will you just be quiet and do nothing? Actually, even it's not you who did wrong. Maybe your brother or your sister, but you know they did wrong. You can also help intervene, just like what Abigail did, because her husband did evil to the men of David. When they asked for food, he was so stingy and not to share. So when she knew about it, she asked for apology, she asked for forgiveness for for her husband's wrongdoings. So see, please forgive your servant. The Lord your God will certainly make a lasting dynasty for my Lord. Meaning she's referring to David, because you fight the Lord's battle. And you know, killing Nabal and his men is not the Lord's battle, because usually David asked God, Lord, is this the right thing to do? Remember in the previous story that we learned together, that David always kneeled down and really seek God for guidance. But this time, when he heard his men's report that Nabal will not give them food, he was angry, and he just responded to his anger and told his people, let's go and kill Nabal's men and his people.
I want to pee,
No,
Mama.
Nabal and his people. So because of that, he was not doing the Lord's battle. Okay. Okay. No rule. So here, no wrongdoing will be found in you as long as you live. So is it very clear, children? So if as possible, let us not do things that is not the Lord's will. You put a thumbs up or clap hands if you understand what Chancy Kati is sharing. So I hope the principle we learn here, we will really apply. So when we did something wrong, or someone in our family, loved ones did something wrong, let's do apologize, ask forgiveness. What can you learn about Abigail? What does Abigail's action or what she did bring lessons to you? What lessons can you learn from her life? Hagios, what can you learn from his life? Can you answer me? Precious Abigail.
Gail decided to leave the conflict that happened by apologizing on her behalf.
Yes. So she do what is? She was very smart, discerning, intelligent, and respectful. Abigail was really acting with discretion. She know what is happening around her. She just don't sit down and lie down and do nothing. She really do something. No, she knows that David would be the next king of Israel. So she intervened by acting quickly, by asking for apology, give peace offering, and explain her intention. No? And choosing, that's why the thing that I can learn from this story is that it's very important, children, that someday when you grow up to be finish your schooling, and then you already have work, and when you're prepared to get married, you pray that God will give you a person, choose a partner that is also with wisdom, who loves God, so that it's important. What if God gave you a husband like Nabal? You know what happened if she did not intercede? All her family, the people will die, because really that time David was so determined to really kill already Nabal and his men because of him not sharing food.
What's his name?
I don't know. Okay, may I ask someone to read 1 Samuel 25, verse 32 to 34? Can I ask Precious? David said to Abigail. So this is what David replied to Abigail. Please read. David said to Abigail, are you there, Don? If not,
Praise to be the Lord God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you
okay.
be
I said, you
blessed
read
for
verse
your
33.
foot.
Okay, Kiana.
Judgment.
Oh, your name is Kiana Abigail. Okay, that's very nice name, Kiana. You have the same name, Abigail. Okay, read Hesed, verse 33. May you be, this is what David replied to Abigail. Please read. Okay, Donnelly,
Praise
please
be to the
read.
Lord, God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you be blessed for your good
from
judgment and for
blood,
keeping
this
me.
day is from every
Avenging
myself with my own hand.
Okay, can I ask Kenneth Ching to please read verse 34? Otherwise, as surely
As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, who has kept me from harming you. If you had not come quickly to me, not one male belonging to Nabal would have been left alive by daybreak.
Okay, See, this is the response of David to Abigail. Because of Abigail's acting quickly, she saved David from doing wrong things, right? From killing all the male belonging to Nabal in his country or his place of territory. And then, yes, saving a lot of bloodshed that day. So that's how important it is when we humble ourselves and do what is right. And the good thing about David, you know, sometimes look
Hi,
what King
Kenneth.
Samuel, di ba? Prophet, Prophet Samuel rebuked King Saul that he did wrong when he was asked to kill everything in the battle with the Amalekites. But when he was rebuked, King Saul was not humble to admit his sin. He was not asking forgiveness and like that. But David, who is after God's own heart, we could see how he humbled himself, admitting that he was wrong. No? And he was thankful for Abigail to act like that so that he will be spared from doing wrong things. So pray to God. Children, can you all read this with me? Pray to God to redirect you if you are in the wrong path
path or
or
making
making
a
a
wrong,
wrong
Wrong
decision.
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 Yes, we need to be humble. If we allow temptation to rule over us, so remember, check your heart. If you are acting out of jealousy, just like King Saul, or if like David acting out from his anger, do not allow this temptation to use you to do something wrong. No? When you have this negative emotion. Everybody say, I am
I
humble.
am
I am
Humble.
humble.
Help me, God, to
humble.
always stay humble.
God,
Help me, God.
always stay humble.
Yes, it's very important to ask God to help us redirect. So sometimes children, we have dreams. I want to have this, Mama buy me this, Papa buy me this. What if God told parang your parents will not buy you what you want or what you wish? It's okay. You know, everything has a purpose. God sometimes redirect our path or what we like to happen for a reason because he loves David. He loves you and me. God doesn't want us to become somebody that will cause us to do wrong things. Okay, kids, do you understand? I hope you got that principle that sometimes God allow things to happen so that we will not fall into sin, just like what happened to David. God uses Abigail to stop David from committing sin, fighting a battle that he did not command. Okay? So let us read our memory verse for today is the same with last week, Romans 12:21. But I want you to read this one. Can I ask who haven't read yet? Can I ask
Do
Donnelly?
anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is impossible, as far as it depends on you, like at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay," says the Lord.
Thank you. This is a very nice verse. I want to put you on mute ha if your
Stop.
background is noisy. Please mute yourself. So do not repay anyone evil for evil. It's very clear. That's God's command. Be careful to do what is right in the
Is
eyes
right
of everyone.
of everyone.
Please read. If possible, as far as it
Yes.
depends on you, live
It's
at peace
charging oh.
and do not take revenge. That's very clear. It's God who will take revenge to vindicate you. You don't have to really do something to get even to somebody. Leave room for God's wrath. You know what happened to
It's
Neva?
not.
After a week,
No.
maybe he got stroke He died while when his wife told him what happened, and then maybe he had stroke, so he died. You know, God has his own way to for your enemies to pay for what evil they have done to you. Don't put justice or revenge in your own hands. I hope this is very clear, children. If somebody hits you, do not hit back. We just have to say, why did you do that? Stop it. Sometimes there are really bullies in school, right? Or sometimes be careful in the when you're using YouTube, whatever. Sometimes it's not good example what you're watching, but always remember if you
Yes.
face people.
The one that they're exposing a YouTuber.
Oo. Yeah, so if you know it's wrong, do not keep watching. Huh?
I don't think you know what exposing videos are.
What is that?
It's about exposing YouTubers like doing wrong or exposing.
Louder.
It's just exposing drama.
Okay, I don't know what is this video because I maybe haven't watched that. But be careful, children, what you watch because not everything there is healthy and right. So please ask God to give you wisdom to cover your mind and heart, not to be influenced by these negative things. What you are watching.
Very good lah.
Okay. So what am I saying? Again, if there are bullies who are taking advantage or trying to put you down, you tell them to stop, not to do it because it's wrong. But do not take revenge to go to their level by being like them. Okay? I hope it's very clear because David, if he allow his anger to rule over him, he will kill. And that's not being wise. That's being foolish like Nabal. Okay? So that's very clear. So now let's have our memory verse. Let's memorize. Do not overcome
Overcome
With evil.
With evil.
with evil with evil,
Conquer
but
evil with good.
overcome with evil with good.
again. Romans
Overcome
12:21.
Do not
Do not
overcome
have
evil with
evil with
evil.
evil, but
Do not
overcome.
overcome evil with evil, but
Sorry,
overcome with
sorry.
evil with good.
Okay, very clear, huh? So let's trust
And
God
that
to take charge. Let's meditate this song. May this be our prayer. Okay?
Lord, I really want you come see more than what I think. Now I know you are the best of wisdom, the best path to take, you know.
You lead the way, and I will obey. With all my heart, I will trust you. I will trust you. With all my heart, I believe. Help my unbelief. With all my heart, I will trust you.
Trust,
I
I will trust
From second
you.
edition,
Lord, I know you'll
Mm,
never leave me.
me down. I'm so you in everything I do. In my heart, I will trust you. I will trust you with all my heart. I will help my